Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your June reading. I am aware that we are in the first week of June already. Mercury went direct. Hallelujah. The interesting thing about Mercury going direct on Friday the 3rd was that Mercury square Saturn. So we have Mercury in your sign going direct at 26 degrees, and then we had Saturn. We still have Saturn in Aquarius that actually went retrograde the day after Mercury went direct, and Saturn is at 25 degrees in Aquarius, and this is making a really tense square. And the square is going to be tense for a couple more days. I'm doing this reading on the 6th of June. But that square literally halted me like from doing anything. I wasn't even really feeling very well during that time. So here we are after the pretty tense weekend that we had with that Mercury square Saturn. What's interesting is June, there's not a lot of cosmic drama happening in June. The first week of June was a little bit messy. The first part of Gemini season in May was messy. But as we get closer to Cancer season, things just aren't going to be as like dramatic during this month, which really gives everybody an opportunity to sort of reset before the second half of the year. I do want to let you guys know that I have openings in my June calendar. They're very limited right now. I'm offering the special 6-month reading that I normally do at the beginning of the year. I'm offering that for the second half of the year. So that information is in the description box if you want to get that reading with me. This is the first time I've ever done that. And I'm really actually pretty excited to be able to offer this to you guys. I think I have a few spots left. I'm sure I have a few spots left on my June calendar for that. So if you would like to see what your energies, it's a tarot reading that I normally do for the first half of the year. But if you'd like to see the second half of the year energies, this is going to be a great time for you to do that. Okay. Feels like there's a conversation that you are either having with a Virgo, or even a Sagittarius. Hold on, it's getting a little toasty in here. I opened up the window, so the natural light is going to go up and down. That's what we have. Okay. Let's get a couple more cards. But it does feel like you have, it's almost as if, I want to say there's like a truce that's happening. Could be, this could also have to do with your job as well, which would actually make, I think it would make a lot of sense since the Saturn retrograde is happening. Excuse me. The Saturn retrograde is happening in your 10th house. So you will be reassessing, what it is that you want to do for work. We have, maybe, this could actually even mean that you start working towards a promotion or something like that too. It doesn't have to mean that you're going to lose your job or change your job. I know that frightens every single one of you if I say something like that. So I wanted to let you know that it could be a good thing. But it's always a good thing. Like any change that you're having right now is going to catapult you forward. But I do think that there's this fear that you're holding on to. So we have the Page of Wands. Excuse me. We have the Hermit. We have Temperance. That's Sagittarius energy. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is interesting because she can often come out when there's a Virgo energy around as well, just because they're ruled by Mercury. But Temperance is also a very interesting energy for you guys to have here, because we are going to have a Sagittarius moon on the 14th of June. And Mars will be conjunct Chiron in your 12th house during that time. So you're going to have like all of these questions in your mind of what to do. And you're going to be second guessing yourself. And you're going to be telling yourself all of the reasons why you can't do certain things, or, you know, all of that stuff. So first of all, you got to tell your ego to shut up during this time, because it can really, really, really overcome you. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Hermit, we have Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords. Making any rash decisions during Saturn retrograde will ensure that you're going to have to like relook at all of those decisions that you made, you know, during the post-shadow period as well. Saturn retrograde is not going to be as potent as, say, a Mercury retrograde would be, or a Venus retrograde, or even the Mars retrograde that we're going to be having in Gemini later this year. It's just not as potent, right? So with Saturn, what we're doing is looking at the bigger picture of things and looking to see where we're putting the puzzle pieces together and we're restructuring, right? Saturn is about structure. So this is about restructuring. And you have to remember, and I'm reminding every single sign when I do June readings, when it comes to our evolution, if, you know, we build these structures around us to keep us safe, for comfort, and when it comes to evolving, if our structures aren't evolving with us, it can make us feel dead inside. It can literally, like, that's why when you go to work and you hate it, you know, you go to a job and you're like, it's because you're not growing. You're not learning anything. You're not making your soul sing. Your heart isn't happy. And it's halting. It's not halting. It's stunting your evolution process. It's stunting all of the ways that you can progress and grow. So Saturn retrograde, especially because it's in Aquarius, is going to have us pushing the boundaries wherever it is in our charts. For you guys, it's the 10th house, which is the most public house there is. Y'all aren't really, I mean, like, yes, some of you really like to have that publicity, but you like your quiet lives too. You like your personal lives too. So it's been probably very uncomfortable for Saturn to be putting yourself out there. But Saturn in Aquarius is about restructuring our bones for the community, restructuring our lives for community effort, because simply put, we cannot survive alone. We can try. I think some people have really tried to do that. But as things start to get more tense and restrictive in the physical world, it's going to be much more difficult for us to thrive and survive on our own. So Saturn retrograde is really about restructuring your life for the betterment, not just of you, but for everybody around us too. And seeing how we can bring others in, or, you know, others show, you know, you may even notice that some people are showing up to help you that you were like, oh, wow, I didn't even realize I needed the help there, but thanks. Stuff like that. So nothing to really be afraid of. Back to your reading. I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had, or there's some kind of message or something that you hear from a Virgo, or I feel like you want to put yourself out there, and it feels very much like there's some kind of truce energy. And with this, it almost seems to open up possibilities to you. I feel like with this Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords, the conversation that you're having and the truce that's sort of coming this month for you, like, I don't think that you can bury yourself into work and just ignore it. Like, I don't think that that's going to be a thing. The Ten of Swords makes me feel like the reason why you're burying yourself in work and you're sort of just not paying attention to whatever it is that's happening with that Ten of Swords, like, it's because your mind is telling you that it's going to be bad. You're picking out the triggers based on what you've already been through in life. And you're picking out the triggers based on the fears of like these projected fears of what's going to happen in the future, or whatever. If you have this conversation, oh my gosh, everything is just going to blow up in my face and there's nothing that I can really do about that. This conversation, I feel like it has to happen. I feel like the Ten of Swords, even though there's that fear there, it's also an ending. It's a 10, right? So when we get the Ten of Swords, we may be thinking that it's the worst possible case scenario, but this is also reminding you that you've already been through the shit of it. Some of you know that you need to have a conversation with someone, and you're with the Hermit card and the Temperance card, you're almost ignoring the fact that it needs, and it's a healing conversation. It's almost something that needs to happen in order for you to heal the ties, heal the connections that are going on there, because that healing process is going to make you feel more free. After a Ten of Swords moment, there's a lot of space to feel better after a Ten of Swords moment. Endings come so that we can have new, fresh beginnings. All right. So, all right, you guys, we're going to go clarify this in the extended. We're going to get deeper into your astrology, and remember that I do have those readings available. I also have some astrology readings available this month as well. So come check all of that out. I love you guys so much. Can't wait to see where this reading is going to go. Talk to you soon. Bye.